I'm back. Oh my God. I can't believe it's been a whole 8 months since I last popped on here. Now that is crazy. Just imagine disappearing for 8 months, then you pop back out with not one, but 2 babies. Story of my life, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anita Fabiola and I'm so happy to be back here. I am so excited to be making this life update video. I will be sharing everything about my journey so far, being a mom, being a twin mother, being a wife, the postpartum, the weight gain, the breastfeeding, all of that, because truly it's a lot. But yeah, I'm hoping to share. So if you want to see the rest of that, stick around. So much has obviously changed in my life in the most positive way, and today I will be telling you all about it, the good, the bad, the kind of not so good. I'll start with the main reason for my disappearance, I guess. Well, I'm now a mom. I'm a twin mom to 2 very amazing, beautiful babies. I have a son and I have a daughter, and it's been the most rewarding and beautiful journey being the mom. It's so special and it's truly changed our lives in the most beautiful ways, and it has absolutely changed me. My priorities, my sense of direction, my daily habits, guys, everything has changed, and no one prepares you for all the love, all the emotions that come with being a mom. Honestly, there's nothing that I would trade for motherhood. I love it so much. And in a way, I feel like I was honestly just created to love my babies, to love and take care of my babies. And that's just how much I love this, So I love it here. I love it here. I love motherhood. But guess what? Like with all these changes, all these changes bring challenges, and navigating all these changes at once is not easy. By the way, when I started this channel, I was actually my first trimester. So all the videos I have on this channel, I was pregnant, and I thought of pulling off a video every week, but guess what? Those pregnancy hormones do not play, and I tried, but I was always tired, and I also think I worked up until I was 7 months, but on camera I stopped, so my pregnancy was generally a healthy one, thank God. I did not get any complications, and I also decided to keep it private because there's some things that I just prefer to keep private, and that's honestly one of them, and I'm glad I did. My delivery was smooth too, thank Jesus. My babies are here, they're healthy, mommy is healthy. I also recorded a pregnancy video when I was around 6 months that I never put up on the channel. I wanted to post that video after giving birth and all of that, but it's just been a lot, guys. No time to do all of that. So I feel like right now it's outdated, but if you actually want to see it, you can let me know in the comments. Yeah, because I have the video. All I have to do is upload it. So let me know if you want to see my pregnancy journey. I also recorded a few videos that I never got around to posting, and I'm actually thinking about posting those before we can get back to our regular, more current videos. What do you think? Should I post them? Nothing on earth could have prepared me for postpartum though, like that postpartum period. And honestly, I thought I was prepared because I'm just that type of woman. I'm always prepared. I plan everything ahead of time. I had made my research. I'd read everything there is to read about postpartum. I'd put systems in place before I went to give birth, and I actually even had plenty of help. But still, postpartum depression hit me. Before I get to that, recovery was very long and painful for me. So I also had so much anxiety and guilt. And sometimes I couldn't even function properly because I was constantly worried about my babies. Like, I felt postpartum depression slowly creep up on me, and I didn't even know what to do to stop it. I had so much pain, the anxiety, the guilt, and the weight of this whole new world. I feel like in the beginning was really a lot. And I feel like is one day I'll truly never forget, because nothing like that had ever happened to me. Earlier that day, my husband had taken me to the hospital because I was in all kinds of pain, back pain, tension headache, recovery pain. Oh, it was a lot. So my doctor advised that I needed like a night of sleep without any interruptions so the headache can go. Keep in mind, this was probably around 2 weeks in at this point, and I was barely sleeping because my babies had to be fed every 2 hours. So I'd not had a single night where I had slept the whole night. So we decided that this night would be the night where I would sleep. And I did. What that meant was I didn't get to breastfeed at night, and I also missed a dose of painkillers. So I remember my husband waking me up at around 4 a.m. to take my other dose of painkillers, and I was screaming in pain. But then also realized that I'd spent the whole night without checking on my babies, without feeding them, and that realization made me feel like a bad mom, imagine. So it made me cry even more. I was in pain, so I was crying because of the pain and also the guilt of not seeing my children like just one night. So although my babies were fully taken care of and okay, I just felt so bad that I felt like I'd abandoned them, you know. Then it hit me that this was my new reality, and I didn't think I'd be a good mom, you know, because I had a night of sleep. It felt so overwhelming. Like I would cry for no reason, like during the day, nighttime, and you know, the realization that I was crying for no reason would make me even cry more. Like I felt like I was going crazy, and that's when I realized that I might be going through postpartum depression, honestly. I had great nurses. Like for my babies, I had family, I had my husband taking care of my children, but I still felt bad about that. I felt bad about having help. I felt bad like I should be able to take care of my children. Like I'm their mom. Why do I need to like have all these people, you know, but well, there's something I've come to realize about postpartum depression. It doesn't make sense. Like when you're trying to make sense of it in your head, you cannot quite get it, right? So I had all this help, and I was thankful for it because honestly, you do need help when you're having children. You need a village, and I had a wonderful village. But because I had that village, I still felt depressed about it. I would look at my babies and feel like they don't deserve me as their mom because why do I have all these people taking care of them and not me alone? That is just wild and insane to me. And now I can say it's insane because I'm out of that loop and all those thoughts, weird, crazy thoughts. But in the moment, it was so hard to erase. Like I would just look at them and almost want to tell everyone to leave, but you can't because you need help, you know? And then the other thing that's quite depressed me, like I said, my recovery was quite painful. It took me a while. It took me a while, and wow, it was wild. So each time I was in pain, I wasn't able to do things that I was able to do before. I wasn't able to be as active around my home like I usually was. I wasn't able to even like hold my babies for longer periods of time because then my back would kill me. Then my headache, like everything was just hurting at this point. So that also put me in a certain depression because I came to realize in that moment, it felt like it would go on forever. You know, I would talk to my mom friends and they would tell me, no, don't worry, it goes away. But does it? You know, in the moment, I felt like, really? So you want to tell me this is my new life? I'm just going to be screaming in pain every day, you know, feeling like a bad mom. Wow, it was just a lot. It was just a lot. The other thing that contributed to my postpartum depression is my breast milk was not enough for the first few days. So I felt like a bad mom still. I felt like I'd failed my babies. Oh my God. Oh my God. I feel like if you have a new mom, friend, please check on them because they're going through a lot. There's so many thoughts that just get into your head and just you spiral. I will just say that. You just spiral. It's one thought from one thought to the other, one thought to the other. And it's such a crazy feeling because then no one can talk you out of it. No one can give you enough support, like the support you need to go out of that train of thought, if that makes sense, because you have all these people, they're pampering you, they're loving you, they're cherishing you, loving your babies, but still you're in this loop of, I'm not doing enough. I'm in pain. What kind of life is this? How am I going to manage? If I can't even manage breastfeeding my children for the first few days, how will I manage taking care of them? And then keep in mind, I'm a new mom, first time mom, so everything was new to me. I had no idea how to do almost everything. Thank God it all changes, because I mean, now I feel like I'm a pro mom. I feel like I can give moms advice, but in the beginning, wow, it was a lot. So imagine you go to the hospital, and in my home, it was just me and my husband for the longest time. And then you just come back with 2 children. And yeah, this is your new life. And it's like, okay, so where do we start? What routine do you need? And oh, please, yeah. And we did go months, several months without sleep, like proper sleep, if you know what I mean. Apart from like the days we had to force ourselves, me especially, to sleep through the night. But it was hard because you're breastfeeding 2 babies, you're loving 2 babies. Every 2 hours they have to feed, they sleep. It's a lot, let me just say that, right? So we went through a period of just intense changes, you know, in our home and within myself, with me and my husband. 2 a.m. he's shushing one baby is right here feeding. Oh my God. And one thing I've also realized as a new mom, like I said, I had amazing nurses, but it was so hard for me to let go and give them control of everything. So even when their help was there and available, even family, I felt like I had to like participate in everything, like be available for everything. No, I did not. But it was this, I think it's the motherhood, right? I'm still new at this, but I feel like now it's getting a lot easier. I'm getting to understand how to do things, how to structure things, and how to run my home and love on my babies without all this pressure. Thank God for that. Thank God for that, because like I said, they're almost 5 months, 4 months and a half. So right now things are a lot easier compared to like the newborn stage. One of my babies, my daughter, had colic, so she was always screaming. She was always crying. So I felt like, oh my God, what's wrong with my child? Oh my God, what am I doing? All of that. So, and all these mom friends of mine would tell me, no, don't worry, it goes away. She's going to be fine. It happens. They outgrow it as soon as they turn 3 months. And yes, it's absolutely true. So if you're a new mom going through the trenches of like postpartum, colicky baby, it does go away, because as soon as my babies clocked 3 months, like clockwork, what colic, you know, they're the sweetest. They don't even cry really. But in the beginning, the constant crying just made me feel like there was something wrong with my baby. Then, speaking of anxiety, feeling like something is wrong with my child all the time. I was constantly checking them when they're sleeping. I was constantly like putting my finger right here to just tell if my babies are breathing. Then checking their chest to see if it's breathing properly. It was all kinds of crazy. This one particular story, we ended up in the hospital at 4 a.m. because I woke the entire house up. So my nurse, so my son's nurse had told me earlier in the day that his breathing was not okay-ish, something like that. I think he had like some bit of congestion. But me being a new mom, a first-time mom, I kept watching him the whole day. So it got to like 1 a.m. I remember I was breastfeeding him. I called my nurse. I'm like, this does not look like normal breathing to me. And like he would breathe and his chest would go in and then out. It's hard to explain, right? So she told me, no, it's fine. We shall check in the morning. I said, no, you already told me that. Then I went online. Trying to figure out like if my son's breathing is okay. And it made it worse. It made it seem like we're having an emergency, because it said if he's breathing so deep like that, like if his chest goes in really deep, then it's an emergency. Listen, I think my husband had just gone to bed at this point. It was like 1 a.m. Because he had been with my daughter. So my daughter was sleeping, breastfeeding my son. My husband had gone to bed. My mom was also resting. So I remember telling the nurses, we have to go to the hospital. I'm not taking this. My son, oh my God, he's not breathing. Turns out, anyway. So my husband gets up, we get in the car, and we rush. I took both babies because there is no way I was leaving one at home. Took both babies, went to the hospital. I think we got to the hospital around 4 a.m. Got in panicking, panicking. Oh my God, check my son, he's not breathing. And then I remember the nurse at the triage room was like, what's wrong with him? And he didn't seem panicked. And I was so confused about that because I've come in panicking, telling you my son is not breathing well, it's an emergency. And throughout the car journey, I was holding him and he was sleeping. I was holding him. So for me, he just seemed so frail, like he was weak and he didn't have energy in his body. I told the nurse, my son is not breathing. Like he's not breathing well. He's so weak. So the nurse looked at me like, He started taking off my son's clothes very slowly with no sense of emergency. And I'm seated looking at him like, do something. Like, as soon as he takes off my son's clothes, he starts screaming and crying. The relief when my son started crying. So it was like, he's probably hungry, you need to feed him. I'm like, yes, I'm going to feed him, but please first check him, like what's wrong with him? Turns out my son was okay. And it was just me having a first-time mom moment of panic and anxiety and not knowing what to do. My son just had basic congestion and I panicked thinking he's not breathing well because he was sleeping deeply. That's it. The whole house was in the hospital with me at 4 a.m. because I thought he was not breathing. When I think back on that moment, honestly, in a way I thank God it happened because then it strengthened me because the doctor also counseled me and told me, you know what, before you come to a hospital, you need to check for a few signs, like check the temperature. I hadn't checked the temperature. Check the temperature, check certain things that I hadn't done. I immediately, like, we drove to the hospital at 4 a.m. So there's that anxiety that I had in the beginning that thank God I do not have now. But I also feel like as a mom, that worry sort of does not go away. But a friend of mine told me, God gave you these children, so God will protect them. So that gave me peace. So each time I'm just thinking like, God, just protect my children. And that has eased my anxiety a little bit, okay? So I think that's it when it comes to like the anxiety bit and the postpartum depression. Or I would cry randomly, like during the day. Wow, I'll just sit there and a wave of sadness. This was around the 2-week mark. A wave of sadness would just hit me randomly. I'm happy, I'm okay. We're probably like with family, just talking, and because I had a lot of family at that point, and just randomly just start shedding tears. And my husband would be like, babe, what's wrong? And I had no answers because if you asked me on a deeper level, I had no idea why I was crying, and I didn't know for how long this would go on for. It went on up until, I would like to say, the end of like 3 months. Yeah, from 2 weeks to, 2 weeks postpartum to like 12 weeks. Yes, around 10 to 12 weeks, I think. I'm not even sure, I just woke up one morning and felt okay. felt normal. So then I started reflecting and feeling like this is really the postpartum depression that everyone speaks of, because then once you're out of it, then it's like a cloud has been, like a dark cloud has been lifted off, if you know what I mean. So I'm glad I went through that and came out on the other side because I wasn't sure for how long I was going to go through that or if this had become my new reality. And thinking that this was my new reality made things worse for me because I would be like, I can't do this anymore. And my husband was genuinely confused. He kept trying to read up on it, trying to understand how he can assist me. My mom had been there, so she would always tell me that you're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. This is just the moment. Just give yourself grace. Just do not even worry. Like it's just a moment and it will go. And I'm glad I had that support system. So if you're going through the postpartum depression, I'm not sure how long you've been going through it, but the fact that I'm on the other side, you will get through it. I've now started enjoying things that I used to enjoy before. I've started loving myself again, and it's not that I hated myself at that point, but I was just confused about my new identity. Like I didn't know what I was doing, or if what I was doing was even the right thing, or if I was doing, it's really a lot. And I'm just extending grace and support and warmth to anyone that is going through postpartum. It's not a joke, but you can always come out on the other side, okay? Now, moving on. The best thing you can do is just talk to your mom friends, talk to your family, have like a support system. And especially new moms, like moms that have just gone out of that, they can help you and really talk you out of it. About my weight, I did gain quite normally during my pregnancy. But in the last few weeks, I think in the last 3 weeks, my kgs increased by a lot. By the time I gave birth, I must have been around 96 kilograms. But within the first week after giving birth, I think I went down to like 81. So now I still have a lot of pregnancy weight on me, but to be honest, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not focused on that right now. I'm a first-time breastfeeding mom, so my top priority is feeding my babies. And once they're weaned off, then now I can work on, getting my pre-pregnancy body back. The pressure does exist, especially now that I'm almost back working, but I decided to free myself from things that are not in my control. I remember like there's a week I actually tried to cut back calories so I could maybe get back in shape, but it lowered my milk supply. And I decided that's not worth it. So yes, I will get back on that snapback journey in the future when I'm done breastfeeding, because I'm many kgs heavier. But for now, you people should love me at all stages, okay? Not only when I have a snatched waist. But anyways, you should also let me know in the comments so that when that time comes, if that time comes, you'd love for me to share my snapback journey with you so we could do it together. If that's something you'd like, please let me know. Going from 0 to 2 kids will test you in so many ways. It will test your organization skills, multitasking skills, and all of that. So when it comes to my friendships, at the moment, look, I've been blessed with some amazing friends in my life who have supported me, loved me through every journey. And one thing about my friendships is we meet each other exactly where we are. So we're not performative. I do not have to do anything extra to receive their love. They totally love and accommodate me, and I do the same at all the different stages of our lives. So with friendships, we're good, okay? And I also now have a very special respect to my mom and all the moms, my mom friends who made effort being there, because I know it's not the easiest thing in the world when you have like children and you have to make time for everything and everyone. Like, it's not a joke, okay? What my new life looks like right now. Oh, it's full. I live a full life in all ways. I'm very content. I love our home. It's filled with so much love. It's filled with so much purpose now. And I feel like before you have children, you can never fully grasp that true concept of life. I now do, and I love it. Like, with all its ups and downs, all its challenges, I've also just started taking care of myself a lot more than I did when I was pregnant. So hopefully in my next video, I'll be sharing like my postpartum self-care routine and what that looks like, in case you're interested in that. Now, moving on to the work-life balance, whatever that means. Whatever that means, I'm still figuring it out. As you know, I'm self-employed, so it's a different thing when you have to go back to work. I just took a few months break because I do have systems and people that work with me that run things even when I'm away. But now I'm back in a way because it's been a few months. So being gone for all those months, it takes you a while to readjust. Honestly, all I want to do is be with my babies 24/7, and it's very hard. I feel guilty when I have to be away from them for a few hours to work. But I feel like the only thing that gets me going is I absolutely love what I do. I make my own hours. I love working for myself. Let me just say that, because then I get to decide exactly what I want. When I want to film, just put in the hours, but choose my own hours because I do not want to be away from my babies. My world revolves around my twins. So I don't have this whole work-life balance thing figured out yet. And I think I'm okay with that for now. On top of running my businesses, I'm also back to my influencer work a little bit, which I absolutely love because then again, I get to choose my own work hours, schedule and plan things ahead of time. I film from my home. And yeah, that's what work-life balance kind of looks like now. The other thing I wanted to talk about and update on, because I know it's been a few months, what femininity postpartum looks like. Now, it's different, I will be honest. Femininity postpartum is different. And in my next video, maybe I will break it down. I will be very honest, like I'm being in this video, and let you know it looks a lot different. But because it's really embedded in who I am, it's part of who I am. I've tried my best. I do not get it right all the time. I'm not perfect, but I've been trying my best to keep up with certain things that still make me feel like I'm me, you know. It is very easy to get lost in motherhood. Why? Coming from a new mom, a first-time mom, you just love these children so much. All you want to do is be with your babies. Let me tell you, there is nothing I would rather do in this world than be curled up with my twins 24/7. But that is not practical. The world has to move on. You have to move on. Like your life cannot revolve around them 24/7. You know, you have to work. You have to be social. You have to feel like you again. So there's certain things that as soon as I was out of the postpartum depression period, I started to incorporate back into my life slowly by slowly. Yeah, then what else? And also that involves everything from appearance to food, diet, all of that. When it comes to the marriage, I pray for everyone to have a supportive partner because I feel like if you do not, that's a period that can actually break you because it's a lot. It's a lot. So you need someone who's close to you, someone who understands you, someone who's there and involved and as much of a parent as you are, because once it's falling on onto one side, then it becomes stressful. Then I feel like it's easy to lose it. So with that, I'm just so grateful and I thank the Lord. Yeah, so I feel like those are the things I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the weight gain. I wanted to talk about the postpartum depression. I wanted to talk about how different life is. My priorities right now are, like I said, my babies and my home. So everything on the outside of that it's getting scheduled, right? It's getting scheduled. And I'm glad I have people who understand that I cannot run to their emergencies right away. Like, if you have an emergency right now, usually people are not really contacting me for emergencies, if that makes sense, like they used to. And I'm glad. And they always make it known to me. And I absolutely love that because I do have a lot going on here, you know. And once you have babies, it opens your mind up to now you're planning their futures. On top of planning yours, you're planning their futures and what you want for them and all of that. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want my new life to look like. This is actually coconut milk. So one thing about me, I love everything coconut. I love coconut drinks, coconut water, coconut milk, coconut yogurt, coconut anything. I just find it so refreshing. And also the other thing about my current life right now is I am eating, okay? I'm eating because I don't even have to say why, but this is the first time in my life that I'm actually eating guilt-free without thinking like, oh my God, I shouldn't be. I'm eating. In the past, I've always been someone who's very conscious about what I'm eating, when I'm eating it, and things like that, because then you have to be in shape and things like that. I feel free. I feel free, but I'm proceeding with caution because I know that There's a reason why this is the time we all tend to put on the most weight, because you're breastfeeding your babies, so you need enough calories, you need enough nutrients. So it's very easy to like overindulge as well, on top of what you need, eating what you need for your babies. It's very easy to like overindulge and over-reward yourself, but please, I deserve all the rewards, and right now I'm loving food. One thing I did stop though was the porridge, because my mom was drowning me in jugs of porridge. She's like, you have to feed the twins. You have to feed the twins. Porridge became porridge, and I don't like porridge. I've never liked porridge. Before my pregnancy, I'd never even taken porridge. Like, not that I'd never taken it, but I'd never loved it. Like, so I'd never be there and actually take porridge. But I did take porridge, and I stopped because things were getting out of hand. I'm enjoying this part of my life. I'm loving this part of my life. I'm loving how slow this part of my life is, because also with children comes slowing down. With children comes it just changes your perspective on everything. So the things that made sense to me before, the things that I prioritized before, the things that I even cared for before, I do not care for anymore. You know, it could be a good and bad thing, but I've become very nonchalant. I like to think of myself as someone who really does not give a lot of time and effort to a lot of things, but now it's even worse. It's even worse because the way I protect my peace, protect my baby's peace, my family, my husband, I'm all about me. Let me just say that. I'm dreaming in a whole new direction now. So I'm glad I have this channel. Then I will get to share bits and pieces. I'll get to share what everything looks like, what my new structures look like. I'll get to share what my new routines look like. I've also been walking, by the way. I've been walking. I've been trying to get in my 10K steps every day when I can. Not every day though. Did I say every day? No, I mean like a few times a week, 3 times, 4 times. My husband and I just go outside our home and just walk around the neighborhood until we reach 10,000 steps, then back in the house. But the beauty about it is usually when I begin, I'm usually around a few steps in, because I'm active in and around the house. And the babies will have you up and down. Yeah, so usually by the time he gets home, I've already made a few steps. So we just continue from there. So he's been supporting me in that way, because walking, so before I got pregnant, I used to walk 10,000 steps every day, Monday to Sunday, without skipping a beat. It did not matter what that day looked like for me. I was walking 10,000 steps. That's right. And I was also fasting and doing all kinds of things. So the only thing that I've been able to do right now that gives me a sense of normalcy in terms of like activity, like exercise, is the walking. The walking, I absolutely love it. I think I'll work my way up to like maybe 5 times a week. If time lets me, I'm not sure. But for now, that's what's happening. And I've been enjoying those. I've been loving those. Yeah, I think, and I'm back to YouTube. The most obvious thing, I'm back to YouTube. I just really want to thank you guys for loving me. I want to thank you for supporting me. I want to thank you for like being there for me through all these journeys. And I want to welcome you to my home. It's a different space for me right now. Yeah, and my friend told me that you've always been a very private person, but I think right now you're even extra, and that's right. I am. Like, my home right now is my children's sanctuary, so I treasure it, I respect it, but I'm welcoming you into it, okay? Yeah, aside from that, that is my life update video. I hope I've talked about a few things that resonate with you, especially if you're a new mom. And if there's anything regarding motherhood, regarding being a first-time mom that you'd love me to talk about in future videos, please do not hesitate. I'm hoping that I can have a video up every week. But if you let me, I'm going to first post the older videos. I think they're about 2. And right after those 2 videos, you'll tell, I'll look pregnant in those videos, and I'm sure you'll comment. After those 2 older videos, then we'll get back to regular programming, because I have a lot in store for you. I have a lot to share. I have all this brand new acquired wisdom that only comes with being a mom. And I cannot wait to share all of that. My babies are fine. My babies are healthy. They're big. They are thriving. And I'm grateful for that. So I will see you in the next video. I love you.